Hey, you men are making this awkward.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome to Box to Box Football, guys. And I'm here with Timmy and a new guy. You've never seen him before, but he's here. He's a Real Madrid fan. Man, introduce you to the crowd.
I'm Jed, Real Madrid fan, Arsenal fan as well. I'm just here.
Unfortunate.
For the debate, really. Well, obviously the most unfortunate one's the Arsenal one, but I can't really pick my allegiances like that.
Yeah, let's not mention Arsenal in this whole thing. We're not trying to talk about.
As I said, outside chance for top four, but that's for another video.
But I'm gonna call up this whole. Don't mention top four. Oh, this guy. Okay, guys, we're gonna talk about the title race right now, and with 5 games to go, Real Madrid have a 4-point lead on Barcelona, and let's kind of talk about Barcelona mania right now. The last 2 games, they've dropped points against Atletico Madrid and who was the second team?
Celta Vigo.
And the Celta Vigo. And at this moment of time, they're looking in a bit of a shambles right now. We can talk about the Arta deal, but let's really talk about these last few games and what's really going on at the football club. Timmy, do you want to?
I think so. Since they came out of lockdown, if you look at the performances from not just statistical, but also like an eye test point of view, they actually haven't played that poorly in when they started the game. But it just seems like different moments during these games they've lost that, like a lack of concentration and being capitalized on it and so on and such. And it's not as if we're seeing a Barcelona who are looking hopeless, they can't win a game of football. Like, the performances they're not that bad, but in the context of things, you can't afford to drop points, and they've already dropped 6 in the past 3 or 4 games, so it's not looking good for them. I think the approach from Setien, and that he's gone with the players about looking to work the ball back quickly and to move it quickly and to get it up the pitch as high as possible and force play opposition is quite good. And he's also spoken about the post-lockdown regulation of 5 subs being advantageous to opponents because during later on in the game, they say so and so, but they scored after 6 seconds or so against Mallorca. So it's not really, it's not really a valid point to make because you got 5 subs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't understand how rules should be adjusted to fit Barcelona's style. Alberto Ferreira was talking about like how the 5 subs kind of diminishes you guys' game plan, whereas you pass the opponents out, let them wear out. But because there's more substitutions now, it's like, well, everyone's got 5 substitutions.
Yeah, everyone's got it. So it's not a thing like to change it for one team. He's saying like, well, a disadvantage of the new rule is that the game plan's primarily part of their philosophy. A massive part of it is taken away from it. So now they've got to look for almost a different solution later on in games. But the goals they've conceded have been like slight mistakes here or things that look a bit rusty. And as much as people say, oh, Setien's done this and done that, if you look at the group of players he's working with, he's got 15 fit first-team players. He's got 8 or 9 players who are 30-plus years old in a team chasing Real Madrid for the title and have to play Napoli in the Champions League. I mean, the management and the whole thing is really the real cause of this lack of form and these drop points, because the fact is that if they're losing a game or drawing a game, they look to the bench and they've only got teenagers there.
My thing with Barcelona is this. 10 years ago, you were the best team at breaking teams down when it comes to teams. Would come to the new camp, sit 2 banks of 4 and say, break us down. And you would do it, hit 4 or 5, easy work. But now I watch you guys, and it's so pedestrian-like, and it's almost like you're waiting for Messi to do something. And when he doesn't, you have no other answer. Luis Suarez against Atletico Madrid, Jed told me he had 7 touches of the football in that game. How many forward passes were made? How many touches in the box? How many chances did you guys actually create?
That's the thing. So when you looked at Valverde's focus was we can create a good team and we can get the best out of Messi. But the fact of that was when teams put a cage around to stop Messi from getting the ball, they came up short a lot of times. And that's kind of what happens if you're not going to build a team, but more build a player and a team around that player. You can't do that in football. There are 11 players on the pitch. Setien's gone from a different approach, which is why Messi numbers have actually dropped in Setien a little bit more. But it's only because he focuses more on team orientation. So fast ball movement, things like this, press the ball as a team, different sorts of ideas to come up with. But the difference with that is that the players he needs to use these systems aren't available to Barcelona. They've only got a winger in Ansu Fati, who's a B team player. Dembele is injured. They sold Carlos Perez, and they've got Griezmann, who's not a winger, and they've got Suarez, and they've got a Messi, who's 33 years old. So he's almost trying to make things work and force it to work in a system or players that don't actually support what he's trying to do. So if you look at Betis team as well, or Las Palmas, the football they played, it was evident of who the manager was. You can see the manager had a stamp of who he was on the game. The team played how he felt they should play. And then Barcelona should be the team of, it should be natural there. And you go there and it's like, it's slow. It's just lackadaisical. There are a few changes here, but nothing.
But he inherited this team. This is not a team.
Like I was thinking today, like if I'm manager, I don't want to take these proper players. I would want to take them.
But you wouldn't want to look at it. It's not like he inherited a really bad bunch of players. You guys had a strong lead against Real Madrid, and you didn't really look. I didn't see a situation where you were. Now it's like
they're not like a bad. It's not like a bad bunch of players, but you haven't exactly got a squad of hungry players for success. A young squad, a squad who are daring to go above and beyond. You've got a squad of highly paid professionals who are 30 plus, who are physically declining. They've been there, they've done that. They've
what's the
point?
No motivation.
Yeah, and you're not a manager who's been like an ex-pro. You've come from a lower job, so how could you get much out of this team itself?
100%.
It's got to be some sort of change.
Now, as all the turmoil going on in Barcelona, all the problems here and there, let's talk about the team who's leading the pack right now. 4 points clear.
Yeah.
Today is put them in 3-4 games away from being crowned champions. Jed, tell me, how Madrid doing it so far?
I think it's more to do with the depth of the squad. Before, I always used to think like we have so many players in the squad that maybe we don't even need. But I think that Zidane's rotation, the way he's used the squad after lockdown has been great, especially with the 5 subs. Whereas the 5 subs has gone against Barcelona, I think it's really helped us. So today, I wasn't really happy with the team at all today. Mendy was poor. Modric was a bit lackluster. Cruz was awful. Carvalho was awful. But I think with the defenders, they have literally played Ramos, Carvajal, Courtois, Varane. They've literally played every match post-lockdown. And I could see that the tiredness was getting to them for the first time. Especially because it seems like we have like less of a gap between our matches than Barcelona for some reason. But I think if it comes down to it, I think it's just our squad rotation that's really helped us. I think Zidane is a manager who's willing to put out Isco for 50 to 60 minutes, which is a risk that not most managers would take. Isco hasn't really been performing well, but I still think he has the belief in players that I wouldn't have in some of the players in that team. Like starting James Rodriguez after 8 months out.
Yeah, I was honestly just going to mention that now.
James,
that was bad, and I feel like James had been complaining that week. His dad had been complaining that week as well. And Zidane, I think, is a type of manager that kind of wants to keep everyone happy. So it was quite ironic that same week that his dad was complaining in the Colombian newspapers, he started him. And he was awful. But, rightfully so, he hasn't kicked the ball in 8 months. But, yeah, the last 2 games, so we won 1-0 today against Getafe. That was a shithousery of a win. If we're really looking at it, we probably didn't deserve it. I think Getafe deserved at least a draw. They had much more energy. The way they pressed us from start to, let's say, the 60th to 70th minute was exceptional. But
I'm just going to ask you a quick question. You guys have 5 games to go, right? You got Atletico Bilbao, Deportivo, Granada, Villarreal, and Leganés. How many of them games do you think you are going to need to win the title?
I think winning against Bilbao would be like, I think once we win against Bilbao, that would be the spearhead for us to win. I think if we can get a good 3 points at San Mamés this weekend, because that's probably one of the toughest places in the Liga to go. If we get a win there, I don't think we'll have a problem. By the time we get to the Villarreal game, we probably would have won the league by then, like that confidently saying. Because after that, we've got Alves and we've got Granada, which I think we should win. So this Saturday is the most important game.
So you don't really see yourself dropping points at this moment of time?
As I said, I think it's just this Saturday. If I could see ourselves dropping points, it would be this Saturday.
Now,
yeah.
We talk about dropping points. Barcelona have been dropping points here, here, there, right now. You guys have the Real, Espanyol, Osasuna, and Deportivo. So, for you guys to win the league, what do you think you guys will have to do? Is to just win all 5 games straight and hope Real Madrid?
They don't have a choice. The players don't have a choice. So, I mean, at this kind of stage, like they've already dropped 6 points, and before they've been saying like we've got so and so finals. We dropped 6 points in the title running already, and 4 points over 5 games left. There's like you can't even afford to draw one game because that could be the game that gives Madrid the title.
I have a quick question for Jed right now. Do you think it's Real Madrid's quality that so far led you to the top, or Barcelona kind of just dropping off?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think the quality in the squad, the depth in the squad has allowed us to propel. But at the same time, too, we came into lockdown. After this lockdown, we were 2 points behind Barcelona. So if our quality was that great and we won everything, that would have been cool. But if Barca won everything, that they would have won the league. But I think it's their doing. What I saw from them was just really cheap defensive mistakes. Like the game against Celta Vigo, defensive mistakes really was poor. So I think it's...
One thing I know is Barcelona, in them games, even as much as it was a draw, they could have lost both games. Against Atletico Madrid, Thomas Amar, big chance.
Yeah.
What was it?
Celta Vigo, the last minute.
Oh,
God.
Big chances there. I feel, in my opinion, I watch both teams and defensively, as much as you say Real Madrid are great, I think that they look vulnerable. Ramos going forward a lot. I know he's trying to break these goal-scoring records. Yeah, it's great enough.
I don't know about this because this is our strongest. This is our strongest season defensively. Because I think Ramos knows he will push up because Varane covers the pitch. He covers it, and Ferland Mendy as well. Unlike Marcelo, he will track back and cover as well. So Ramos has the license to push up because he knows that he has faster and more athletic players to cover for him as he pushes up. We're not as vulnerable as other seasons. This is our best defensive record in 32 years. We've conceded less goals than Atletico Madrid. That alone is an achievement. Courtois is winning the Golden Glove with 16 clean sheets. So we are not as vulnerable.
Yeah, I was going to say I think the addition to Fede and Valverde in the field, and the fact that Zidane has entrusted him with a massive role in Ramsey's play this season, and then the use of Varane and Ramos getting confidence to Madrid have lose Ronaldo.
And Casemiro as well.
Casemiro's transition as well. Defensively solid, also getting goals as well. To lose Ronaldo, Zidane has said, okay, we've lost goals, but we've also stopped goals going either end as well. So if you win games 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-1, or 3-0, whatever, you still get 3 points.
Yeah. I think all around Madrid are a well-oiled machine. We don't have the greatest individuals like Hazard, who hasn't played as great as he should be, but the team work for each other. We cover for each other. It's not an individual doing a great thing. It's the team just working for each other now.
So, last bit, quick one right here. Who's going to win the title? I'm going to start off with Timi right now. Just a quick one. Who's going to win?
I think it's Real Madrid.
Teams left.
I think it's Real Madrid to lose.
Yeah.
I really think this will be very monumental if we bottle it. Like this will be very, very, very monumental if we're to lose the title now. It is ours to lose. I'd be shocked if we did.
Just like you guys again, I can't see Real Madrid really losing it. It would be a shock. I felt at the start of the season it was Barcelona's title, but 5 games to go. Let's see what happens, guys. Comments down below. Tell me what you think. Real Madrid, Barcelona. If you want to hear more from these two, comments down below. I'm going to put their Twitters there too. Guys, thank you for watching Box to Box Football, and we'll see you.